This fast tap technique is similar to the neurological tapping process in a previous video, and if you haven't watched that video yet, watch that one first. You'll see similarities, and this is based on a similar principle, an acupressure process. But I teach my clients this and recommend you practice it and play with it. For often my clients will use this one more than the other neurological tapping technique because that one is more involved, it's longer, there's more processes, and it's easier to forget. And if we don't have it down pat, if we don't have the instructions in front of us for the neurological tapping process, it's, again, easy to forget and a process that we may just kind of give up on. So this process is often as effective as that neurological tapping technique without as many steps, and it's something that's easier to remember, something you're more likely to turn to. So in a moment you'll see Haley doing it. Again, it's faster, it's easier, there's less steps, and very often is equally as effective. But before we walk you through the process, there's a little bit of a setup, and what I'd like you to do now is find yourself in a comfortable position, finding a safe, relaxing, peaceful place in your mind, and allow yourself to begin to imagine, to remember what it's like to feel peace, to feel love and peace inside. And as you begin to create these feelings of love and peace, feelings of contentment, of ease, of relaxation, a combination of all of those feelings, you may remember a time where you felt that contentment, that peace and ease and love, not for others, but love, contentment, and acceptance of yourself. Notice where in your body you experience that. If that place in your body where you experience it now had a color, think of a color now. Let the first color that comes to mind be the color that's associated with that feeling. And then what I'd like you to do now is just hold one of your wrists. Doesn't matter which one hand holding the other wrist. And as you hold that wrist, tell yourself the words peace or love. And get in touch with those feelings inside of peace, of love, of contentment, of relaxation, and associating those feelings with that feeling as you hold your wrist. What you've done now, what we've done together, is creating an anchor that you can turn to at any time when you want to feel peace, love, contentment, by just holding your wrist and letting those feelings grow inside. And now that we've set it up, we're going to use that process of holding your wrist, allowing those feelings of peace to grow in this fast tap technique. And so as you'll see in a moment in the video, this fast tap technique is simply tapping on 4 of the acupressure points for the 8 that were in the neurological tapping video. So it's the 3 around the eyes, the eyebrow, the side of the eye, the under eye point, and then the collarbone point. And while you're tapping on them, just saying the phrase, I release and let this go. I release and let this go. The nice thing about this technique is you don't have to come up with a name for the issue. You don't have to rate it. Just jump into it when you recognize you're feeling an unwanted feeling, an anxiety, a stress, a worry, a craving. Just identify it in whatever way you're identifying it, and then begin tapping while saying, I release and let this go. I release and let this go. So let's jump in and watch Haley now as she demonstrates this simple, fast tap technique. Saying, I release and let this go. 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 Again, tapping on the eyebrow point, side of the eye, under the eye, collarbone point, all while saying I release and let this go. And then holding your wrist, taking an inhale and exhale, saying peace. Tapping as often or as long as you need and letting those unwanted feelings fade away.